It's finally here. It's the first of 3, and it is year 4. Can't believe I've been watching it for 4 years and not missed an episode. Memphis Wrestling, Superbout 4. Night 1 or day 1. This happened about a week ago. There'll be day 2 coming tomorrow. I generally leave it quite late to review it, and I really enjoyed this. 4 years. And although I'm missing seeing Salty Terrence at the desk, and very kind of Dustin Starr, Memphis Vince himself, to respond to my tweet when I sent out my podcast last week of Terrence, 2 laughing faces. Yes, although I'm missing seeing Salty Terrence at the desk, Maria's back. First time for 15 weeks, I think she said. So that's great, really nice. And also nice that Mike Anthony is out first with the internet belt. He will fight anyone. And that will be Dorian Vane. Call him Mr. Vane. Calling Dorian Vane, who's from EPW, of course, these days. And doing well there with a new heel stable that he seems to be controlling now. And actually he controls quite a lot of this match, because that's what Mike Anthony does so well. He sells so well, and he manages to elevate that to another sort of level. He was my favourite wrestler of last year, and other wrestlers are going to have to go some for him not to be my favourite wrestler of this year. But anyway, it's only early in the year, isn't it? So back to this match. I have my notes down here, and I'll be looking at them. So early on, we've got Dorian Vane, the stronger man, backing him into a corner, but a plancher, not heard that word for ages, called by Dustin, quite right, over the top from Mike Anthony, changes things a little. But then they fight on the outside, and Mike leaps into a move. Dorian Vane catches him and choke slams him into the ring post. Back in the ring, he gets a butterfly suplex for a 1 count. Anthony gets some chops. Could have chopped the nip off. And then, but just one big Dorian Vane shot puts him down. Dorian Vane then trash talks and gets under the second rope and rubs Mike Anthony's head. That's very disrespectful. And Mike manages to pull him off the second rope into the genetic dream, or gator feet if you like, and change things round. He then hypes up. He realises where he is and what's at stake. He hits some chops, a single leg drop kick and a clothesline, then a release suplex for a 2 count, and eventually 3 knees to the face and a brainbuster, which I don't think I've seen him pull out before. Has he pulled it out recently? For the pin. It was rather good, a great way to start. And then we get the Gun Show promo, because of course in the 3rd week we're going to get Gun Show versus the champ Aaron Roberts. I can't see how that's going to go, you know. The main event here is DK, Derek King, greater than great. Derek by God King is having his last match against Simon. But before we get there, we've got the Superbout Battle Royale, which is Royale, if you will, in which a lot of people are already in the ring. And we get main event Bradley and Big Nasty Phil, who they're stopped by Dustin Starr at the desk, capital T, capital D, because the guest, who should have been Matt Riddle, is my understanding, who cancelled with very short notice, is my understanding, people have said. And as James Storm, who they turned to for their guest, and you couldn't have had a better alternate, could you? Said, I was about to go to the gym, and I was called to ask, would I come down and beat someone up? And I said, yeah. And it's you I've got to beat up. And then he smacks Brad. And we start with the Battle Royale. It's really good, actually. Now, with Battle Royales, you're going to get quite a lot of action that's crowded out. And so I didn't really bother to make too many notes for the earliest of this. You've got Phil trying to get James Storm out and Jay Webb helping James Storm. He helps the cowboy. At one point, all the women fight on the outside, including Money's mummy. Yeah. She's been pushing her son, and now she's pushing other wrestlers around. She seems all right. Seems to be holding her own, actually. Rather than holding her son in front of her for protection, she doesn't seem to need him. At the end, you've got Brad and main event Bradley, and you've got Big Nasty Phil and the Shocker and Storm. Shocker has a go, but gets dumped out quickly. Brad then comes off the top, or Bradley comes off the top with an object, but unfortunately hits Phil. Phil is discombobulated, goes to run at James Storm, who leaps out the way, and he puts his partner over the top, so he's out. Then Phil walks into a super kick, and Storm throws him out for the win. Yes, it should have been Riddle. I presume that was going to win that. Maybe he was told he wasn't going to win that, and so he thought he wouldn't come. I don't know. But it's only an allegation, isn't it? People say. Anyway, Aaron Roberts then gets his promo, because we've got that coming up. I like the way they're hyping this. And now the Righteous Path will face the Memphis Mizarks. Now, it's a 4-on-4. So you've got Sister Asa in there. And the new character for Barnabas and the twins, because Barnabas will be in this fighting, as will Ash Taylor. She's called Whack Dahlia. She's the one with the 3 faces. You know, she wears a kind of mask thing with the 3 faces. It's rather good, actually, considering it's an 8 person. It's good wrestling entertainment. It's not a hot mess or anything. So Jackson deals with Brother Bruce first of all. Barnabas gets in and tickles him. Is he tickling him? There's a Jackson drop kick. Abel gets a jawbreaker into a Jackson faceplant because they work so well together, the twins of Salem. Morrow's then turns the tables by smacking, I think it's Jackson from the tables, from the apron. It turns the tables by doing it from the apron. It gets a slam to Abel Booker. Ash Taylor then comes in to stomp the hamstring and gets out very quickly. And it's Jackson versus and Ash. Eventually, Ash Taylor, the Ash Hole Reverend, in the ring. Morrow then comes in, receives a sling blade. Sister Ace is in to try and brainwash him, but he has none of it. And we've got Whack Dahlia in there, who spears Asa. Barnabas avoids Ash Taylor's kendo stick. Morrow saves, gets a slam, and there's an Ash Taylor pin. So the good guys don't win. Well, the gooder guys, the nicer guys than the Righteous Path. And the Righteous Path win that good wrestling entertainment match. But there is no way, is there, that Memphis Wrestling cannot give us a win for the last match ever for Derek King. However, there is a tradition in wrestling that says on your way out, mainly of a territory, then you lose on the way out. I don't know, but this is an all-out match. There's no rules. So you see DK bringing a trash can lid. He comes in with a trash can lid, wants a chair from the crowd, gets one. There's an immediate face plant from DK and a trash can lid to the head to Simon. DK punches, he claws at Simon's eyes. Then Simon gets a chair to the back, wants Dustin over with the mic. Dustin says, I want no part of this, gets in there, he grabs the mic and tells DK he can leave now. And DK hears that and hits an immediate low blow. Twig and berries tweaked there, I would say. Then we get that they fight in the crowd. DK gets some punches in. Simon snatches, pulls DK's head into the ring post. He then carries him on his shoulders and lawn darts him into another of the ring posts. That's horrible. He then looks for a table, does Simon, can't find one, finally does, and gets fans to get the table and set it up. They can't, they fear doing anything else. It's great. As he gets back in, DK gets a super kick, in fact 2 of them, and the great thing is that Simon falls through the table. He just has to be set up. Brilliant, falls from the apron through the table. He then, though, hits a sit-out powerbomb. The elbow is off. Ray Sanders is in for a Superman punch, but he's thrown out fairly quickly. Simon then has a chair. DK gets a super kick and kicks the chair into his face for a 2.999 recurring, but he's then thrown into the chair, which has been set up in the corner. Simon gets the elbow drop, won't pin him. Gets a second elbow drop, won't pin him. This is being set up for DK for third elbow drop, pins him. And Terrence, his announcement is muted. And the goodbye from Dustin is muted. And this is what Memphis do. That's the final match, ladies and gentlemen, for Derek King. And he didn't win. And this is the power of Memphis Wrestling, that they can bring their audience up and bring them down and end the first week of Superbout with that kind of result. It is confidence. It is power. It is, may I say, absolute brilliance. Ta-ta.